Wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso.
Extreme situations require extreme measures.
Yes, play about it.
Yo, guys, back to Cobra Kai Karate. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here to talk about my favorite scene in all of Star Wars history. Not just the shows, not just everything, the whole entire franchise. And I know I'm not talking Star Wars too much on my channel. I just got done reviewing the prequel movies, but I want to talk about this. And the best scene from Star Wars comes from a show that a lot of people really disconnect from the franchise. And this belongs to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And look, I know, to say the best scene in Star Wars comes from the show is crazy. And I myself do not think the show is that great. I think the show has a lot of great moments, a lot of great fighting scenes. But overall, the story, I think it's frustrated. They try to push in this, the Inquisitor story with the character, I believe her name was Rena or Rhea, I'm not exactly sure. And a lot of the stuff they do just seems a little weird. It's way too short, kind of rushed. And, it kind of gets mixed up with a lot of things, a lot of bad filler episodes. But overall, I thought Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader and Anakin were done very well in this season. And I think the scene I'm going to talk about is truly my favorite, in my opinion, the greatest scene in all of Star Wars. Now, obviously, when you think of the greatest scene in Star Wars, you could probably think of, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin versus Vader. You can think about Vader's redemption. You can think about a lot of scenes. Maybe I Am Your Father, and I think all those scenes are great. But this is the scene that touched me the most, and I think is the most well done, and we're going to get right into it. And you guys all know exactly what this scene is. It is the Vader versus Obi-Wan scene. And why this scene is so good to me is because I think Anakin and Obi-Wan's story is so emotional and one of the best, and I think is the pivotal moment in Star Wars. Now, you can make the case that I think overall the main purpose of Star Wars as a whole is about Vader. It's about Anakin, about him being the chosen one, the fall and the rise and the redemption, all of that put into a story. And I think his connection with Obi-Wan is some of the strongest. And you see here after Revenge of the Sith where he thought he killed Anakin, and it was a tragic story and left him broken. You see him broken. And then when you find out he's still alive and, he feels something that he can still help him, that he feels guilt, but he doesn't really admit it to himself or anyone, but he does feel it. So he doesn't know about this Vader or Darth Vader or what he is, or that Darth Vader truly is practically a whole nother person than Anakin. So he still has faith that Anakin, or he thinks that Anakin is still out there, which is why you see him go out there and trying to help and trying to do what's right and trying to hold back. But he does what he has to do to fight him, and we get into a huge fight where I think at this point he knows that Anakin's too far gone, and I think he's trying to put away his emotions. But then you get to the scene where he starts to get the best of him. He starts to get the best of Vader, and he starts throwing the rock at him with the Force, and then it breaks open his mask. Right here, you can see the fear inside Obi-Wan's face as he comes to realization it truly is Anakin inside there, as he sees his face and his eye for the first time. And I think in that moment, he's not thinking about the fight, he's not thinking about anything. All he does is see his old friend that he believes he put in this position.
Anakin.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
I'm sorry.
Right here, we see him start to break down, and I want you to really focus on the scene and the lighting. You look at this scene, it's in the dark, and you can see the only lighting is coming off Vader's red lightsaber and his blue lightsaber, showing the good and the bad, what that was the original intent of the lightsaber, and you see it throughout the whole entire franchise. So I want you to focus on that for now, but as right now, you see him breaking down, saying he's sorry.
I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
Right here for a splash second, you see the blue lighting starting to overcome Vader, or as it looks, Anakin's face. As all you can see is his eyes. Hayden Christensen is truly putting on an amazing performance with just his eye. You get to see a side of Vader and Anakin fighting with each other. As they're fighting each other inside their heart, you see the voice fighting. You see the Vader voice coming in and out and the Anakin voice coming in and out. But right now you're seeing Anakin talk. As this shows, Anakin's still in there. Because even in this scene, we have Anakin / Vader say that it's over, that this truly happened, that Anakin's dead. but you still see a part of him still beating, which leads into his redemption all the way over into the true purpose of the Chosen One and the whole entire prophecy and the whole entire meaning of Star Wars. It leads to that perfectly with this scene. But let's continue.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
And this scene right here is just perfect as he says, I am not your failure, as he still feels in his heart that he did his best to what was right for him. He says, you are not, like, you did not fail me, because you did not kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. And this is where he truly embraces Vader. When he tries to allow Anakin just for a split moment, Vader comes back, and it cuts back to Obi-Wan's face in pure sorrow and pain. You can see it fully. Even the camera work, which is moving slightly, it feels like a real interaction. It's not focused, not still. It's shaky, it's moving as they're kind of following their faces, as they're both looking in each other's eyes of once friends, once brothers, now strangers.
The same way I will destroy you.
And right as that happens, you see right here, you see the blue start to fade away as it comes to dark red, as he comes to a realization that his friend is truly gone. As he says, the same way I'm going to destroy you. As you see Vader truly coming back, the voice coming back, the darkness coming back, the pain coming back. And right here, Obi-Wan realized that his friend is gone.
Then my friend is truly dead.
As you see Vader walking towards Obi-Wan almost as a zombie, kind of resemblant of his past self. He literally feels like a barely artificially alive creature taken by the dark side. And this picture right here, I think it goes through Obi-Wan's mind every single time. That this is truly just something that took over, this evilness that took over, and all it is Anakin's body. It is not Anakin. He is dead, as he says this right here.
Goodbye, Darth.
As he says, goodbye, Darth. No longer Anakin. He accepts that he is gone. And that makes more sense inside New Hope when we hear him say about how Vader killed Anakin. And that's what he truly believes. But with that all being said, it still is resemblant of his whole story, Anakin's whole story, Vader's whole story. What the whole purpose of Star Wars, in my opinion, is shown right here in a perfect representation of what it's all about. You get to see Vader half side and Anakin half side fighting with each other, trying to do what's right as it comes in and out. That is the true meaning. That's the life that he lives every single day, showing the dark side and showing that the dark side can always be there and can always be there, forever be evil, but also showing the light side still possibly there. And it takes Luke Skywalker to take it out of him and fully redeem, which makes the prophecy true that he is the chosen one throughout all 6 true Star Wars movies, not including the sequels, obviously. And that's why I think this is the greatest scene in all of Star Wars. And there it is, guys. That's why I think this is the greatest scene of Star Wars. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you guys agree? Or what do you think of the scene individually? And if not, what is your favorite scene or the best scene in all of Star Wars? Obviously, this is just my opinion. And I could even go more in depth here, like the music, the more of the lighting, the acting, everything. There's so much you can go depth in here. And obviously, I couldn't play the full clip entirely because the copyright issues, but I recommend you guys just go watch that clip, watch it, have headphones on, hear the music, look at the dialogue, look at their eyes, look at the acting. I think it truly is a perfect scene that symbolizes Star Wars perfectly and symbolizes the main story about Vader perfectly. So that's it. That's all I gotta say about that, pretty much. So I'll see you guys next time. Always remember to extreme situations require extreme measures. Peace out.